Folks, so I had unexpected issues happening earlier today, cutting me off from being able to finish this project, but my schedule's good up right now, so I'm going to dive back into it. So just give me a hot second here to punch a signal on Twitter, and while I'm doing that, hit like, subscribe, check down the link below. You'll be able to stay track of me on Twitter as well. There's also a bunch of books on DMsGuild for D&D 5e content. It's 100% preview for you to look at no cost. And if you like some of it, there's a lot of pay what you want, as well as some hard cost books that I would love to have your support. If you like how it reads, this and more content is on the way. So this is what we try to do. So we're going to do that. So give me a hot second here. Jump back into this and pen on hand. Let's do some work. So let's see. When we left off, we were building this piece. So I'm thinking, first off, I want to finish this process. So we have the 6 plot hooks here, and the plot hooks lead into either directly into the they either ignore all that and just go directly to the manifest zone, or let's go ahead and cut that out. All right, cool. They either go directly to the manifest zone, or they can go to the forest. Let's go ahead and kill this thing off here. Or there's the town on the outskirts of the forest. So those are the forest and the Thorpe are the we'll do that as the Thorpe, and then there's the forest. There's our 2 pieces that we've hastily built. So these 4 hooks, they can completely skip the forest and the Thorpe if they want, and go directly into the manifest zone. So I'm thinking this manifest zone thing isn't even necessary. I may just be better off maybe doing something like this. So you hit the circle, you can wheel around, you can go into the cemetery, or you can wheel around and you can go into the fort. There's the cemetery here, and then there's the top side entrance that then leads on to Act 3. So this is 3, this is 1, this is 2. And then there's the 4 pieces in the middle here. Rotate that real quick. And so you hit this wheel, very Path of Exile style, like Path of Exile. If you've seen it, this is how it looks. This is how it works. Going on skill tree, going to the different points where you gain skills and stuff. So that's kind of how that looks, and I like the look of that. So I'm kind of going with that same aesthetic here. So if you're going from the plot hooks straight into Act 2, and then Act 3, and we have Act 1. That's how it breaks down. These are your breaking points to get through into the next act. And like I said, this is a modular adventure. So the first 4, if you're rolling just a random die to see which plot hook you get, the first 4 plot hooks, you can just roll a D. Like if you want to do a one shot, like maybe like a 3 to 5 hour session, you can just roll a 4-sided die. Pick one of these plot hooks, and they all basically teleport you or start the adventure at the in Act 2, which is when you go into the manifest zone, and the manifest zone encapsulates the cemetery, the fortress, and the topside entrance to the laboratory, and all three of those major region locations lead to Act 3. So actually, these don't actually do that; they do this. They don't actually connect to the topside entrance at all, but they do because you can go from the you can go from the fort and then over ground. You can just resolve the fort and then march over to the topside entrance and then drop down, or you can go through the fort. The sunken chamber will lead you through an underground tunnel that leads you to the bunker, and in the cemetery, if you start with the plot hook, you hit the manifest zone, and then you zoom in, and then you just wheel around, and you go into the cemetery. I'll make this reap. You could then hit this wheel, come around here, resolve the cemetery, and then go from the cemetery also you could march yourself along the wheel, and then the wheel will take you around, and then you can go into the fort. Or there's the multiple additional optional encounters. There's 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them are isolated. You could run into these random encounters before you get to the cemetery. Like there's a horde of undead. There is a sinkhole full of ghouls. There is an evil tree that has corpses hanging from it that the whole mess of them attack you with the tree as well. And then there's a Karnathi soldier patrol that's looking for these horrible things. And you could run across, like, say, those first 3 before you end up being, like, you might hold off, like, you might have the cemetery and the sinkhole. And then, the undead horde, like when you first enter the adventure, like at the boundary between the forest and the manifest zone, could be like when a pack of undead just comes out of the manifest zone and attacks you. Then you go into the manifest zone and you find a sinkhole that undead are crawling out of. And when you go down in there, you basically find like that it's basically just a mass grave that they've clawed their way out of, and they've been clawing their way out of. So by the time you get there, it's like, oh yeah, these guys are figuring it out. You can drop a fireball down the hole and be done with it, or wait for them to come out and kill them that way, or you could drop down there and look for treasure if you want. Oh. But so you have the squad attacks, and then you find the sinkhole, and then you go further, and then you hit the cemetery. You find the cemetery. In the cemetery, there's random encounters. One of them is a Karnathi patrol. So if they're trying to figure out why is there so much undead spawning in this cemetery, because there's undead spawning in this cemetery. They're rising up out of the grave and making more packs of undead to go through the forest to attack the Thorpe. So a Karnathi patrol is there checking out what's going on with these undead. You're there at the same time. Maybe you help them survive a skeleton fight. Maybe you beat them up and force them to give you answers, at which point they will tell you, well, let's go to the fort so you can get answers from my boss. So you go to the fort and you find the commander that's running the recon teams that are looking for undead. And he's like, well, I'm not the top guy in charge. I actually want to go talk to the commander. The commander is at the top side entrance, and they are defending the underground bunker. But if you're savvy and you work around these guys, then you can find the underground tunnel. Or if you're in the cemetery and you're savvy, you can find the secret passage that leads to the underground bunker. But in either case, you could at either time go to the topside entrance directly without navigating all this stuff. But if, say, you're going from the cemetery to the fort, or even to the topside entrance, you could then run across the tree of woe that has with the dangling undead, and they come in and they attack you. And then number 4, that's when you run across the Karnathi patrol, because you're already on your way to either the fort or the topside entrance where there are Karnathi stations. So these things layer their way through for you to like have this logical progression if you just want to do them in order. But they're completely unnecessary. You could instead have your plot hook. You start with your plot, whichever random plot hook you go with, and then you start off in Act 2 and you skip all this stuff and go directly to the topside entrance, where you could then have a social encounter, a combat encounter, or an exploration encounter to either talk your way down, fight your way down, or sneak your way down to get into the underground bunker. So that's the thought process of how this thing works, and the adventure itself. It spells all of this stuff out for you. Like, here's the steps that you take. Here's the pathing that you can go with it. It's up to you. So and then we have like your generic. Here's the order of things. If you want to do all the content, you do 1 through 4. Like you do 1 and 2, cemetery, 3 and 4, fort, and then topside entrance, and then you drop down. So taking that same idea for the first act, these 4 plot hooks can either take you directly to the manifest zone. They can also take you to the forest, because plot 3 and 4 are like can start you further away in the actual forest itself, where there's an encounter. And then the plot hook 5 and 6 start in the Thorpe, and then the Thorpe leads you to the forest, and then the forest takes you to the manifest zone as well. So how do I build this so it's more aesthetically pleasing? On top of the forest, just to make it another layer of complication, there is there. The forest has 4 optional encounters as well. So there's 1 main encounter in the forest, and then there's 4 additional encounters in the forest that are completely opt-in, opt-out. So let's go here. Let's push this down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got the 4 connectors here, and you can path through here. Yeah, that's legit. But also these 4 plot hooks here, if you would just want to use those plot hooks, but then go to the Thorpe, you can choose to do that as well. So maybe it's more like this. Should probably be a little more vertical. Transform. Maybe it's like that. Transform. That connects there. These plot hooks connect here. And then this one, the Thorpe, connects to the forest automatically. Maybe I can go like 1, 2, 3. Maybe I can do it like that. Forest. Thorpe. Maybe not. Huh. Maybe there's a better way to this. Let's duplicate the layer. Not as in cancel it. Keep as in don't get rid of it. So let's ideate on this some more. Do, 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 do. We got the 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Act 2, so we're down here in Act 1. Shoot. Straight to here. I could do that. That makes sense. You follow the line. It takes you to that makes sense. Not necessarily the most aesthetically pleasing though. What if, what if I did it this way instead? And so here's your Thorpe, crappy house. crappy forest. Counter 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's see. Let's see how these things look together. Little cramped here, so yeah, I'm going to have to come back in through here. So what I need to do is I need to grab these, and then for transform, I need to pop these up on their end. This does need to be down here like this. I need to grab this mess and lift it up here. Woo. For transform, we're going to flip horizontal and then rotate. So yeah, so it nubs like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's push this up a little further. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, check it out. This is like how. This is my design process. So this is the first adventure I'll be publishing on the DMsGuild, but you can see all the color mana mechanics, the elemental key mechanics, some Strix classing for druids and wizards, some other ideas. That's all in the DMsGuild link below, as well as my Twitter. Go ahead and just jump into Twitter. So when I jump online, I do stuff like this. You get a little ping, so you know to check it out. Like and subscribe to help let YouTube know that I might not be doing it the way that they want me to do it, but I'm doing it right anyway. So yeah, shoot me some love, man, and tell your friends. We're building D&D over here. So here's our tree, and oops, and then let's come back here. See what we can do. Yeah, that is going to work. So we grab the Thorpe here. I can lead you right into the forest. I could also lead you kind of like around the forest. Is that how I want to? Could do it like that. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. We're just out. Make the whole thing a little smaller so it has a little bit more breathe to it. This one goes to here. Kind of got this tilt going. obviously, I mean, it's just this isn't the time for me to for me to be picky, but I'm gonna be picky because it just bugs my brain. So far, this is looking pretty fun. Scooch that down a bit. It's got a bit of a lean. I don't know why I'm bothering. It just bothers me. You see something that's just got like this weird slant to it, and you just kind of want to thick it, Here, I know it's still tilted, but. That's horrible. All right. But yeah, there's that thing. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 plot hooks. Maybe I can make those bigger. Is that good? Is that how we want to do that? We can also do a curve that connects. Well, if I do that, then I don't need the secondary curve. There, we'll just merge that hook down. There. So you got hooks, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Boom. Here is going to... Is it that straightforward? Is that the best way for this thing to look? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that does look right. This is me thinking. Plot hooks, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. What if I... Oh boy, I'm being really nitpicky now. All right. Because the pathing tells a story. The pathing itself tells you what you're kind of thinking this thing does. So I don't really like... Yeah, that's starting to feel right. Kind of like that. Stretch that out more like that. So you got your plot hooks here, which takes you into Act 1. And then in Act 1, any of these hooks can lead you to the Thorpe or the forest, or you can skip the forest and head directly into Act 2. And then when you go into Act 2, you can either skip all this stuff and go directly to the topside entrance, which will take you down into Act 3. But you can do all these activities that can be done at any time between the cemetery, the fort, and going down into the bunker or going to the topside entrance. So you can take the wheel and that'll get you there, or you can skip that, Go there. What are you doing, dude? Why are you... What is going on with you, man? You're supposed to be doing free transform. Oh, that's why. I'm an idiot. So it's on the wrong layer. Hey-o. There. See if all these things have the same weight. That helps demuddle what's going on here a little bit. Let's get rid of those marks. How are we doing? How are we doing? I've still got I've got 15 minutes, but that's okay. We're almost done. So that's cool. So what about the forest here? So I've got the forest here. I have to connect the forest to the events without making it look like you're going backwards, which is what that does, or that leads directly to this, which it doesn't. So I need to... Those should be parallel. Well, they're not really, though, because the Thorpe happens after the forest. This is the false narrative here. Oh, derp, 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 derp. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Okay. That number progression is killing me. So. See if I can make this make a little more sense. Like that. There. That leads to the Thorpe. The Thorpe leads to the forest. Does that feel right? Oh, that. Running into the same problem. I kind of like that idea. Let's see if see if I can make that make sense. Let's do that. Maybe like that. Feels a little crowded. God, there's all this empty space up here, and you can't get to Act 2 without going through the forest. So that's a false imagery there. So this is accurate here. You think this stuff would be easy? It's actually kind of tough. That's why I get paid the big bucks. What if... curve into it like that. Dun, dun, dun. That's starting to make more sense. So what if I get rid of this line? This on a tilt here, maybe. This I put back to here. Take these. I could do that. Or I could do I feel like there's a big decision being made here. Ba, 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 da, ba. Do it like that. It makes these things seem like they're a side quest, but they're also progressing towards the mode. It's not a wheel. I can't just drop another wheel over here because you can skip all of this first act stuff and just start here. So this stuff is maybe that's what I needed to do. Maybe I just needed to disconnect it. $5:45. I am almost out of time. That's a self-imposed deadline, but I may be getting another phone call that's going to end this stream suddenly. And if that is the case, then I would have to pick up the beat tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. False. There. No, because this implies that you're going to deal with this stuff, but you can't deal with that stuff if you're not in the forest. So, false. Is there a way for me to express the tree, then have okay, so maybe we just have them orbiting like that. It's maybe that keep on working on this. That seems a little busy. A little more busy than I want it to be. Leads to the forest. So this leads to the manifest zone. But in the manifest zone, there's the 3 major regions and random stuff. This is structured differently because it goes from the Thorpe to the forest, and the forest is acting like it's its own act. Where there's only one required. If you're in the forest, there's only one required encounter. But then from there, the DM can flesh it out into bonus content if he pleases. But if she does, then that she's gonna. There's no specific order in which that content would be done. So maybe it does make sense to. Then we do it like that instead. Takes you to the manifest zone, and while you're in the manifest zone, you can go to there, and you can go there, and you can go there. Because, well, that's true, because you have to go from the cemetery to into the mists. The mists have the random encounters, and from the mists, you can either end up at the topside entrance or at the fort, depending on what the DM wants you to do. This might be the most elegant way of expressing this. It seems a little bottom weighted though, don't it? Donut. And then the Thorpe itself has 2 options. They're either all dead or they don't know they're going to die. Yeah, maybe I don't want to use. Maybe I don't want to because they also have like 2 versions of this too. Maybe that's not necessary. Oh my god, just get out of my life, dude. Thank you, Jeebus. So yeah, this is a little bottom heavy. Maybe like that. Yeah, I think that works. Push these back. That might work. Aha. Yep, nope, yep, that does need to be. That does make the most sense. Okay, so we're here in Act 3. And in Act 3, you have one of two paths. So you are either evil's broken free, or the cultists have controlled evil. And the results are different, as are your objectives. There you go, man. That's how it sits. Cults or zone. Either the Emerald Claw takes control, or the Manifest Zone takes control. Take your pick. Yeah. Claw or zone. This could be like A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. That might be more convenient. And then down here in the Thorpe, they're either dead or alive. So that's essentially it. No, I don't think we need a dead or alive in the Thorpe. And in the bunker is the same. It's just how do you? It's the same for all of them. It's just a matter of how do you run it. First down. Bunker. 1, 2, 3. Pretty much on points. Yeah. I like the idea of it landing in between here, so I'm going to keep that. There. Okay. I think that just about feels right. Bring that down a little bit. Something like that. Bob's your uncle. I'm just being nitpicky right now, guys. It's ridiculous that I would be nitpicking slop, which is absolutely what this is. But you know, it is what it is. It is what I do. So there you go. Hook, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4. Bam. There you go. Pretty easy peasy. I think that works. Throw me a note online to see what you know. Either drop a comment down below if you like how this looks, or if you think if it's missing anything, like if it doesn't seem intuitive, if it feels confusing to you, or grab my Twitter down below and I'll post this there, and we can continue that conversation there if you want. Like, subscribe. I'm wrapping up, so check out the books that I have. They're all 100% free preview. A lot of them are pay what you want, so if you want to drop me a tip, do that. I only get half of that money, so if you want to pick up a whole bundle of all the mana point system stuff that I've done and other works, you're more than invited. I would love to have that. So regardless, I will catch you guys tomorrow, when we will do the first steps in converting the first act of Horde of the Dragon Queen, Greenest in Flames, converting that into a military army skirmish encounter instead of first level characters running in fear from goblins and stuff. So I'll do that probably like around, I reckon, 11 o'clock. PST, 11 a.m. PST, like around lunchtime in Seattle, and I'll probably crack at that for a couple hours, and then we'll set that aside, and I'll be done for the day, and then I can catch up with you guys on Friday as well. So actually, no, yeah, that's a Friday thing. I'm doing that from Friday from 11 till 2, 3 hours, and then I won't be available tomorrow. So I will catch you guys on Friday, and thanks so much for being here. We'll see you on the other side. Bye.